Good morning, HoustonFloorDaily.net, and I'm Kemp Harr. This morning my guest is Michael Martin, the CEO with the NWFA, the National Wood Flooring Association. Michael, how you doing?
I'm good, Kemp. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you. Good to catch up with you.
Yeah, you too.
Lot to cover here. Most people know that the NWFA is the trade association for the hardwood flooring business, and I guess let's start with what's your early read on how that business has grown in 21?
Well, Kemp, we've seen some preliminary numbers. We haven't seen final numbers yet for 2021, but some of the preliminary numbers that we've seen indicate that there's about 20+% growth in the category. So couple that with a lowering of growth. Now, you got to still consider some of the look-like products are growing fast. They're still 20% plus, but they're not 30% plus. So you take that downturn plus our upturn, and it's a pretty good year compared to the last three.
Yeah, I mean, probably too early to say there's some trends here, but there's the possibility that the share loss that wood has suffered through with these look-alike products might have settled down a little bit.
Well, I think there's a lot of things happening in the marketplace that make that so. Some of the tariffs coming from China have definitely risen the price on imports. Raw material supply has been a challenge, obviously, for everybody. Shipping has been a problem for everybody. So in a lot of ways, that's been good for the domestic market here in the U.S.
Yeah. And let's be real. Hardwood flooring is a luxury product. I mean, this you can step into it in different ways, but I mean, if you're getting the real thing, the thing that lasts 100 years, it's considered to be a little bit more expensive than other types of flooring. But when you break out the numbers over 100 years, it's a real value, right?
Oh, of course. I mean, it's not a throwaway product. It's an investment, and it's the only, it's the only floor covering that you see show up from the real estate numbers as producing 10% increase in your home price. So if you're in it for the long haul with your home, it's a natural investment. And I think people are figuring that out finally.
A couple things. Went to the Shaw Dallas show last week and saw what they were doing in their Anderson Tuftex line, and they're introducing two noteworthy. One of them is a product that has a dovetail in it that is pretty cool. I've forgotten what they call it, but it's an engineered product that's got a thick veneer top layer, and they're putting this dovetail in it. Makes it look craftsman-y. But they also have a oiled product, which is considered a maintenance item, but also that's on the upper end.
Interesting. Well, I know they're returning to surfaces this year, so hopefully I'll get a chance to see that in person in a couple of weeks.
Another thing to mention today, the Washington Post has a story on hardwood floors, and I thought it was real interesting.
There's never been a lack of interest. It's been more of a lack of promoting the value of hardwood over some of the other options that are out there.
So let's catch up on another thing. We're today running a story about your training schedule. When I pulled it up, I mean, it's a full page. You guys are busy. Your plans to do some training are extensive.
Well, that's true. Last year we kept adding throughout the year. Obviously, we've had to be very flexible in the planning, and it's been very short-term more than long-term with the way things have been in the marketplace with COVID and that kind of thing, and whether we could have training or whether we couldn't, was obviously an issue. So this year we decided it looks like we can put a full schedule out, and we've got a lot of demand that we've been holding back on. So we're coming out with a little over 30 classes to start with, and I'm sure that we'll add to that over the year as things progress. So, yeah, we're really excited to push it out there. We have our regional instructors coming into St. Louis this week, so we can talk about some of the changes we've made to the training and to really plan for the rest of the year. So it's exciting to kind of feel a normalcy return on the training front. Mm-hmm.
So are you planning to go to surfaces this year?
Absolutely. We have our pavilion again this year. Last year we didn't have our pavilion. We were at the show, and we were with the Floor Carving Education Foundation in their booth, so we had an opportunity to support those efforts and to see the folks that were there last year. But I'm really looking forward to this year. We've got 10 co-exhibitors with us going to surfaces, so wood flooring has a home again with hospitality there on the show floor. So come use that space as you see fit. If you need to have some meetings, if you want to come out, we're going to have happy hour on Wednesday, so be sure and stop by then if you're coming to surfaces.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And what's your plans for your own trade show this year?
Well, we're in Tampa again. We're in Tampa 3 years ago, and our registration is going to launch 1st of February. We're excited. We've got a good program lined up. We anticipate, I don't know that we'll get back to 2018 numbers, but certainly we'll be somewhere over the last 2 years.
All right, so we'll just have to see in the next couple of weeks. It was kind of interesting to see that CCA Global canceled their meeting. Hopefully that's because they foresaw a spike in the middle of the month, and this Omicron thing, while it's highly contagious, seems to be something you can get over pretty quickly if you get it right.
Yeah, where I'm stacking our cards right now is the fact that if you look at the other countries that are ahead of us in the curve with Omicron, then you can see that really once it passes, it goes pretty quickly, and the illness level is less. Obviously, I think our hospitals here in the U.S. are are definitely overcapacitated at this point, but if we follow what the rest of the world sees, then they're ahead of us. I think that, this will be over in another 4 to 6 weeks.
Okay, Michael. Well, it's good to catch up with you. Thanks for giving us a read on what's going on in the wood flooring business. Give me talking to Michael Martin, the CEO of the NWFA, and you've been listening to Kemp Harr and FloorDaily.net.